Today we are going to be going over the most aggressive AR in Modern Warfare 2, the STB 556. This thing has an absolutely insane time to kill up close, plus the mobility is very good on the weapon, making it a very good AR to be rushing with. So if you are an aggressive player like me, use the weapon. Seriously, it's a very good weapon, right Luna? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the first attachment, just to add a lot of aiming stability to the weapon. Actually, before we add that, let's go into the firing range. Take a look at the sway on the weapon. This is actually going to sway in the middle of your gunfights, making you have unpredictable recoil, and you will probably lose a lot more fights. But if you go ahead and add the shark fin 90, which is going to increase the aiming stability without having any cons, and then you go to tune it for recoil stabilization. This is going to reduce the horizontal recoil on the weapon and then increase the idle stability. Usually, I would want to increase the aim walking speed so we can have a quicker stray speed, but usually for the shark fin I just like to max out the stability. For the next attachment, we're actually going to be running a barrel on this weapon. Typically I don't run a barrel on my STB just because this weapon's only good at like medium range, but if you add a barrel it's going to make the weapon a little bit more versatile, although the ADS speed is going to be a little bit slower, and the barrel that you want to add is going to be the rear guard. This is going to increase the damage range, giving you a farther 3 to 4 shot kill, and then we're going to get more bolt velocity, making the weapon feel like hit scan. We are going to be losing hipfire accuracy and recoil control, but a lot of these attachments that we are going to be adding is going to bring up those cons. For the tuning on the barrel, since we already got enough recoil stabilization with the shark fin, we're going to increase the stray speed. For the bottom bar, because the damage range is horrendous, we are going to be increasing that, and since this is not based on a linear scale, when you bring it to plus 0.27 you will get the most amount of damage range, and then you won't have as many cons. Next up, because the iron sights are complete dog shit on the weapon, like look at these, like these iron sights are actually horrible, so we are going to be adding an optic, and the optic is going to be the Cronin Mini Pro. For the tuning on here, you just want to make it a little bit farther away so there's less visual recoil, although the enemies are going to be a little bit harder to see. So if that is the case for you, I would just keep that at 0, but I'm going to increase the farness, and then you want to max out the flinch resistance or bring it right about here. That's where you get the most amount of resistance. Since this weapon is a very good aggressive AR, you don't really want to use it at long range, although the barrel is going to allow you to, but this weapon specializes in the medium range engagements, so we are going to increase the mobility even more, and a great way to do so is to add the Bruin 900 grip. This can increase the sprint to fire speed and the ADS speed. What you guys can also add is the Bruin G305. This is going to add a lot of flinch resistance, although I don't have it unlocked, and so that's why I'm running the other grip. So if you do have this unlocked, I would give it a shot. Who knows, you might do better, but in the meantime just run this grip. For the tuning, because the ADS speed is already pretty good on the weapon and we're going to be using another attachment to bring up the ADS speed, I'm just going to max out the recoil steadiness so there's less horizontal recoil. For the bottom bar, because the sprint to fire speed overall in this game is very slow, we are going to be increasing that, and if you want the most amount, increase it to negative 0.34. Lastly, I know a lot of you guys don't really like this attachment, so like I say in every video, I'll give you a variation of the attachment, but the one that I'm going to be running is going to be a laser, and that's going to be the VLK laser. This is a great attachment because it's going to increase the aiming stability, literally eliminating all the sway on the weapon, and you have a lot of mobility, although the enemies are going to be able to see the laser, and so if you don't really like that, personally I don't mind that at all. I still do way better with it, but if you don't like that, go over to the stock and then add the Bruin MX9 stock. This is going to give you pretty much the same thing, but instead of having a laser, you're going to lose a little bit of your recoil control. When you go over to the comb, you will notice that the FTAC is also pretty good, but I don't like how you're losing stray speed and aiming stability. I would rather lose a little bit of recoil control. For the tuning on the stock, if you wanted to run the stock instead of the laser, I would increase the ADS speed by negative 2.71. For the bottom bar, because we have the shark fin 90, the aiming stability is already pretty good, so we can increase the stray speed by negative 1.39. What you guys can also do is go over to the ammo, and then you can add the armor piercing rounds. This is how you can get a little bit more range for the weapon, then you can increase the damage range and the bolt velocity. But the setup I was running in the gameplay is just that laser, and so here's that screenshot, and in case you guys want to take a screenshot of all the tuning, here you guys go. And then I really recommend you guys to watch the gameplay. I did a breakdown of my MGB. So for some reason I wanted to do this outside. I'm freezing my ass up. You know, we're doing this outside. Leave a like for that. Okay, so right here, I'm trying to figure out what the enemies are doing. I'm trying to get a feel for the match. And so I noticed that a lot of the enemies are playing kind of aggressive, which means this gameplay is going to be pretty good. I don't really need to go find them. Over here, I see a lot of guys in this corner. Super weird, but there's two guys over there touching tips. I don't know what they're doing. One guy's hiding behind the shield. So now I know the enemies are a little bit weird. They are going to be using the shield, and that is actually going to hinder me a lot. Like in just a few seconds, you guys are going to see that. Over here, you actually can look under the building. I see his little legs, so I see his feet, so I'm going to shoot through the wall. And then trying to get some information on the enemies, trying to predict where they're at. I know the enemies don't know where I'm at. I don't really see the guy on my right. I should have used my UAV, but I just was being an idiot. Kill his boyfriend, though. This guy comes in. I'm getting shot from behind. completely turned on him. Oh my god, probably my best turn on ever. Now I see the enemies on my mini map. They're going to be pushing over here. I can just use lots of cover, try to get in unpredictable areas, let the enemies push me. You are at a disadvantage when you push the enemies, and so when they are pushing you, you should win every gunfight like that. Now we have the advanced UAV up, and now you want to get as many kills as you can. The advanced UAV makes kills a lot easier just because you know exactly where they're looking, you know exactly where they're at in real time. I know they're all pushing. I'm going to keep my high ground. I'm going to just be in very unpredictable spots. No one's going to predict you to be up there. I was going to jump on that guy, but I was scared he was ADS because he saw his teammate die. So I jumped up above and then jumped down so I'd be a little bit less predictable. I keep saying that word, but this game is really just a game of predictions. You want to make sure the enemies don't know where you're at. And if you can't ever find the enemy, sometimes you want to go up here. The reason I'm going up here right now, though, is just for a better angle. I know the enemies are going to be pushing the hard points, but from like multiple angles, so I'm trying to go up there so I can see those angles. Now I see them. They're all clustered up. They're all crossing over mid. I'm going to use that little box as some cover. You want to try to use everything you can for cover. You don't really want to be out in the open. Whenever you're out in the open, there's a very high chance you're going to die. I see these guys pushing up, so I'm just going to pre-aim that. Missed a couple shots. I should have gotten a different angle. Right there was a very hard angle to actually pick up both those kills. I push into here, let the enemy push me because I hear the footsteps. Yes, I'm playing a little bit like a loser, but we're on a 25, so I don't really want to die. Right there, I was so lucky that he sucked at the game. If he was really good, I would have died. So as you guys can see, you do need a lot of luck. You need like somewhat of an easy lobby. You need to be better than the whole lobby. I see that guy spawn. The spawns in this game are really bad. If you go back where I was just at, you can literally see the enemy spawn like in real time. It is crazy. I think I need like 2 more kills. Looking around, trying to pick up some easy kills. Okay, now I need 1 more kill. For some reason, always that last kill is so hard to find. Mainly because your streaks don't lap in this game. Like if you get the advanced UAV or a UAV, you only can get that streak again until you die, if that makes sense. You can't really lap them. Right there, pick up the Juggernaut off the guy who just spawned in. Let's freaking go. I think I hit a really good clip over here. I was actually on pace for world record gameplay. I think in this game, I go like 90 and 8, like we completely popped off. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, boys, the pistol. This pistol, the X12, absolutely insane. It's like a 2 to 3 shot kill very consistently. One guy I knocked previously, he had a self-res, and that's the guy that killed me. Super annoying, but it's fine. You know, we're still going. I was on pace for the world record gameplay. It's just, you guys will see what happens. It's not even that I fall off. It's just something really stupid happens that they need to fix in this game. I might have accidentally called in the MGB right here. I call in the helo, it doesn't call in. I use my D-pad. I go to hold my D-pad to call in the UAV or the advanced UAV. Nothing pops up. I let go of the D-pad. Boom, it just decides to call in the MGB. They need to fix that. Whatever order's on that right side, that's the order that the streaks need to come into. It is so annoying, but I think that's going to wrap it up for the gameplay. Hope you guys did enjoy. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Deuces.
Get a fucking job, bro. Get a life, bro. You just jerk off and play this game all day, bro. Get a fucking life. You niggas are so gay, bro. Get a fucking life. You just jerk off and play this game all day, bro. You niggas are gay.
Play a little bit like young. I bought a yard today. I'm petty all year like a bird.